One of the most doubted couples from Love is Blind just shocked everyone. They're married, not still together, not working on it, married. And the timing makes this even bigger, because season 10 is still airing. More on that in a moment. First, here's what we now know. Bree McNees and Connor Spies, whose rocky journey played out in front of millions, officially tied the knot on March 28, 2025. That's not rumor. That's not speculation. That's confirmed through a legal marriage certificate filed in Hamilton County, Ohio. Signed, stamped, official. Which means while viewers were still questioning whether they would even make it to the altar, they were already legally husband and wife. Let that sink in, because if you watch their season unfold, you probably didn't see this ending coming. When we first met Bree, known as Breezy, she walked into the pods bold, confident, and completely open to finding the one. But almost immediately, things got complicated. She didn't form just one strong connection, she formed two. Chris Fusco on one side, Connor Spies on the other. And behind that wall, without ever seeing either of them, Bree found herself torn. She even asked at one point, "When am I going to find someone that does everything?" That wasn't just a throwaway comment. That was a woman trying to make a life decision in total darkness. Meanwhile, Connor wasn't sitting around waiting. He had his own meaningful connection with Emma Betzinger. So this wasn't simple, this wasn't obvious, it was messy from the start, but eventually Bree chose Connor. Connor chose Bree, and he proposed sight unseen. One knee down, ring out, leap of faith taken. When they finally saw each other for the first time, it looked like a fairy tale. Tears, smiles, relief, chemistry. That emotional first meeting felt real, it felt solid. But then came Cabo, and Cabo changed everything. Because once the couples left the pods and entered the real world, cracks started forming. Bree admitted something that made viewers uneasy. She felt underwhelmed, not necessarily by Connor, but by the shift from deep pod conversations to surface-level, real-world interaction. She even questioned why certain conversations felt shallow after such intense emotional bonding. And then came the moment that really shook things. Chris, the unresolved connection. At a pool party, Bree and Chris revisited their unfinished business. And fans noticed something. She seemed unsure, almost like she was testing whether the spark was truly gone. Meanwhile, Connor handled his own reconnection with Emma calmly, cleanly, without hesitation. But he admitted something important. He found it strange that Bree seemed to stumble over a connection she had already ended. That wasn't small. That was a red flag moment. And online, fans started predicting collapse. Many were convinced she would walk away. Some thought the wedding day would end in heartbreak. Others believed Connor deserved better, because from the outside, it looked uneven, unsteady, fragile. Yet despite the awkward conversations, despite the doubts, despite the emotional turbulence, they moved forward, together. And now we know something viewers didn't at the time. They didn't just move forward. They committed, legally. Their marriage certificate shows both listed by full legal names. Connor's occupation listed as account manager, Bry's as senior merchant, the same career she proudly spoke about in the pods. Neither had been previously married, and the document was signed by a judge, which means this wasn't symbolic. This wasn't a rushed Vegas elopement. This was a deliberate decision. So what changed? What happened between Cabo tension and a legally binding marriage? That's the real question. Because the show only captures a fraction of reality. It captures pressure, heightened emotion, conflict amplified by cameras. But it doesn't always capture the quieter conversations that happen later. The reassurance, the clarity, the commitment built after the chaos. And that's what makes this reveal powerful, because it challenges the narrative fans built in real time. It reminds viewers that what we see isn't always the full story. And here's where this becomes strategically important for your channel. Season 10 is currently airing. New episodes drop weekly, which means this news hits while the audience is actively watching. That timing matters. It creates search demand, spoiler curiosity, fan debate, and emotional investment. Viewers who doubted them will now rewatch episodes differently. Viewers who rooted for them feel validated. Viewers who thought Bree would leave Connor now have to rethink everything. That's retention fuel. Because this isn't just they got married. It's the couple everyone questioned actually made it. And in a franchise where divorce announcements often dominate headlines, a success story hits differently, especially one that looked unstable on screen. Now, this doesn't mean they didn't struggle. Their journey clearly had turbulence. But turbulence doesn't equal failure. Sometimes it means growth, and sometimes it means two people working through discomfort instead of running from it, which is rare in this format. The bigger takeaway? Love is Blind continues to prove one thing. The edit doesn't always tell the ending. Fans think they can predict outcomes based on mid-season drama, but this marriage certificate changes the narrative, and it opens the door for something else. Because if Bree and Connor survive the cracks in Cabo, what other couples this season might surprise us? Who looks unstable now but could be stable long-term? And who looks perfect now but might not last? That's the hook moving forward. Because in reality television, perception shifts week by week. And right now, Bree and Connor just flipped the script. From doubtful to official, from rocky to married, from questioned to legally binding commitment. And that's exactly the kind of twist that keeps audiences watching. New episodes of Love is Blind drop Wednesdays on Netflix. And if this marriage proves anything, it's that the story is never finished when the cameras stop rolling. Stay tuned. Because if this season has already delivered this surprise, there are likely more coming.